Do you like me?
Just like me.
Like Me TV Fresno on Facebook. Get the latest news, interact with others, watch videos, become a fan of me. Exclusively brought to you by Ventura TV.
On the program today, it's On the Air, Off the Presses. We have anchor Stefani Booroojian from Ksee 24. We're going to take your phone calls at 559-265-4331. We'll talk to Stefani about reuniting with Bud Elliott. We'll talk to her about her trip to Armenia. We'll talk to her about the Susan G. Komen Foundation. She's all a part of that in the month of October. That's coming up. That's the Breast Cancer Awareness Month program, and Stefani is heavily involved in that. So don't forget, turn down the sound on your TV. Call in 265-4331. Back in a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Hope you all had a great weekend, and what a great weekend it was in sports. Hey, the Giants wrapped up the National League West Division. The 49ers lost, but the Raiders won yesterday. We've got to give one of our guys, Hector Coronado, who's going to be doing the live Connect with me daily deal, a little bit of a hard time today because the Steelers lost to the Raiders yesterday. But I hope you had a great weekend, and looking forward to today's show because the guest is Stefani Booroojian. She has been at Ksee 24, of course, the anchor there for many years, about 30 years. But more recently, you might remember or recall that she's been reunited with her old partner. He's not so old. He's my age. He's young. Bud Elliott. Take a look and a listen.
The man accused of fatally stabbing a woman and injuring a police officer was in court today. 26-year-old Michael Crookell pleaded not guilty this morning. Investigators say he killed Lisa Gilveri at a Tower District apartment last week. He's also accused of stabbing another woman and then a police officer who was called to the scene. Crookell is facing a number of charges, including murder, attempted murder, and burglary. His bail request was denied. He'll be back in court on October 16th. Kaiser Permanente Fresno is one of the nation's top-performing hospitals. That's according to the Joint Commission, an agency that accredits healthcare organizations. The hospital is being recognized for its use of practices shown to improve outcomes for heart attacks, heart failure, pneumonia, and surgical care. Kaiser Fresno is among 620 hospitals to earn the Top Performer Award.
There is much more ahead tonight on the news at 6. First, a truly selfless sacrifice.
Bud Elliott and Stefani Booroojian back on the air together again after a long absence, of course. They were separated when Bud left the station, of course, Channel 24. But live in our studio right now is Stefani Booroojian. She has been at Ksee 24 for 30 years. She's back on the air at 5, 6, and 11 p.m. with Bud. We're going to take your phone calls. We have a lot to talk about today. Your phone calls are very important. Area code 559-265-4331. But keep in mind, turn down the sound on your TV and stick to the topic. Back in a moment with Stefani.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Got to be quick to get to the phone calls today because not much time, less than a half hour now here on Connect with me on Me TV Fresno, 265-4331. My pleasure to welcome in Stefani Booroojian.
Thank you. Hello.
How
Glad to
are
be
you?
here. I'm good. Glad to be here.
You're a fan of Me TV, aren't you?
Of course I am. I love one of my all-time favorite shows, Twilight Zone, and it's always fun to watch that again. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah, we love it.
So you guys watch it all the time then. That's great.
As much as we can, yeah.
Yeah, when you're not on the air.
Well, yeah, and
KC.
now I have the MeTV schedule with me, so I'll know exactly when it's on. And when I can catch your show.
Yeah, when our show comes up, you turn it off. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Well, you can pin that on the fridge and
I
take a
will.
look at it.
I will.
Gosh, that's great.
With
I'm
my
glad-
MeTV pin.
That's right. Well, we want you to wear that MeTV pin on 24 tonight at 5.
Okay, okay.
Anyway, so you're back together with Bud.
With Bud, yeah. And
How
it's-
does it feel? Like an old
it's
glove?
wonderful. Yeah, it really is kind of like, yeah, riding a bike. You know, you never really forget how to do that. It's very nice being back with Bud. And it's interesting because I think it just, you know, sometimes when you work with a new person, a new co-anchor, you know this from all your years of experience, it takes a little while to kind of gel and get into your kind of groove or whatever. But I really kind of feel with Bud, we just kind of fit right back together again. So
Well, I
it's
like
kind
to
of
say
nice.
that when I was at 26, I spent more time with Jadine than I did with my own family because we worked together for 8 hours
True.
a day.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
so you end up spending more time at work and with your coworkers than you do with your family.
I guess
sometimes.
that's true. Yeah, I
You know,
suppose
mean,
with
so-
any job, it's kind of like that.
I
yeah.
think so. I
Yeah.
think so. But what do you think makes the team of Stefani and Bud? Why is it successful? Why do people like you?
You know, it's kind of interesting. We're both, I think, similar personalities. We're not real high octane type people. We're pretty low profile people.
You're not a type A.
I think I am a type A,
Oh, okay.
but I may not come across that way. I just think our personalities, the way we present ourselves on the air is very, probably more in a relaxed way, and I think people enjoy that.
Right. Do you think people look up to you as an anchor, especially the fact that you're a female? Young women can look up to you in what way? Are you a role model in that way?
Perhaps. I think in one way, and there are other anchors who've done the same thing, but I went to Fresno State, you know, graduated from Fresno
Right.
State. I'm from Fresno. So I think in the sense that a local person can have, you know, a long-lasting career on television, you know, in their hometown. I think I'm an example of how that is possible. So I'm sure for, you know, kids that are going to school now, maybe studying the same thing at Fresno State or even on the high school level, you know, they think, hey, she did that, so maybe I can too.
What did you start doing at Ksee when you first started working
I
there, and how old were you? I'm not trying to give your age away.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. You're 29, right?
Right. Well, I graduated from Fresno State in 1981. I was working in radio at that time. In 82, so I was just pretty much a year out of college, I got hired at Ksee as a writer and a reporter trainee. So I started out kind of as a paid intern position, learned, I went out and covered stories, but I wasn't actually on the air. And I also produced and wrote the weather forecast because Channel 24 didn't have a weather person for a brief period of time. So that was part of my duty.
All right, look straight into that camera over there. I want people to get a good look at you now and a good look at you several years ago. Let's take a look at this video here.
You may recall the heroic efforts of Jerry Pulley on the 4th of July. His quick action saved a life that day. Jerry and his son Keith were fishing along the San Joaquin River. Paramedics performed CPR on 25-year-old Michael Marks of Hayward. He was flown to Valley Medical Center where he died a short time later. Authorities say if it hadn't been for Pulley, both brothers would probably have drowned.
Yeah, of course, that was the 1980s when permed hair was in style. So it's funny, one time, this was when Bud and I were working together prior to this current little bit of working together. They did a promo because we had been on the air together, I think, for 15 years, and it was shots of us you know, over the course of the 15 years. And, you know, Bud didn't really change. Maybe his hair got a little bit more gray. And the only thing that changed on me was my hair. It got bigger, it got smaller, it got shorter, it got longer. It was kind of embarrassing, this little promo that ran. But yeah, it's kind of, you know, embarrassing to...
You're embarrassed to look at that? You should be proud of that.
No, because people...
And mature,
people laugh when they see the hair.
Humorous. I mean, you look back in the 80s, I mean, it was kind of a crazy time.
That was how people looked. But you know what's kind of amusing about that is that I guess, you know, in all of the 30 years of being on television, the one thing that people comment the most about is hairstyle and, you know, what you're wearing or what your makeup looks like. And so it is something that people notice.
And for guys, it's like the ties and the coats. And,
right.
You know, I mean, did you see what Bud was wearing there? Just briefly.
He looks the same.
Well, you kind of look the same. I mean, you haven't aged that much. I mean,
well, thank you.
Listen, I saw your Armenia special. You had a chance to go to Armenia. You're, of course, Armenian, and you know we have a lot of Armenians actually working here. We've got Arthur and Ara and Mark.
I think your whole crew.
I think our entire crew is Armenian. I'm the only Greek. I need Kopi here to kind of equal things out.
I guess they let you be here. They let you be a part of it. Yeah,
I had to show my pass and my ID card.
Right.
Anyway, so you had a chance to go to Armenia. Let's just take a look at a video, just a portion of your special.
A cross between a horse and a donkey in the village of Gandavaz. And the people here are so nice. And one of the gentlemen let us take a ride.
There's no question village folk are friendly. We met school children in the town of Yeregnadzor. 11-year-old Gayane tells us she likes to play volleyball and read English.
Once upon a time, there lived a little girl. Her name was Hilda.
All right. Now, that was a special that you shot. When was it? A couple of years ago? 2010?
It'll be 2 years in December.
Yeah. What did that mean to you, being Armenian, going back to your homeland, and actually working and bringing it back here and showing to the viewing public what Armenia is all about?
It was incredible. And the whole thing really came together very suddenly. One of our producers at the time, Paul Chidurjian, was a longtime friend. He had been to Armenia and actually lived there for a while. And the opportunity really became available to me through Paul's connections with the Armenian Tourism Council. They're trying to present the Armenia as a tourist destination for to Armenians in America, and they've invested quite a bit of money through various funding sources in improving the country, improving their tourist spots. And so they wanted American journalists to come and see all that they had done, file reports, so that, you know, people back in the United States would say, hey, I'd like to go visit Armenia. And so we were the only TV crew to go. Paul went with me and our photographer, George Garnica. But we were also joined by some print and internet journalists, and so we all toured Armenia for about a week. They took us all over, and that was how this all came to be. It was fantastic.
You did a great job. We'll talk to you more about the Armenia trip in just a moment. Your phone calls are important. No phone calls yet. The phone line is open, 265-4331. Stefani Booroojian is our guest from KC24.
Is taking care of laundry taking too much of your time? Have you become a missing mom? With a new fast, efficient washer and dryer from Ventura TV Video Appliance, you'll spend more of your day the way you want.
This Amana Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is now just $6.99, and this Heavy Duty Maytag Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is only $8.99.
Don't spend your life on laundry. Upgrade today at Ventura TV Video Appliance and save.
And welcome back. We're with Stefani Booroojian today. Honored to have her here. We've got a phone call. Let's take it real quick. I hope you have the sound down on your TV set. Good morning. You're on Connect with me with Stefani Booroojian.
Yeah, hi. My name's Andy.
Hi, how are you?
I just want to say you guys are great, and you guys should keep on doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Andy, thank you.
Do you have a question for Stefani?
No, but she's very pretty.
Aw, Andy, I appreciate it.
Okay, cool. Talk to you guys later.
Okay, thanks for the call. I appreciate it very much.
Wow, I love your callers. They just call to say nice things. Is it always like that?
Well, you are very pretty. There's no question about it. I think everybody here thinks the same thing, and you look so good and doing such a great job again with Bud. And getting back to your Armenia special, obviously it was a very exciting trip. But what did it mean to you personally, aside from professionally being there? You had a job to do, but what about personally? What did it mean to you?
Well, all of my grandparents, you know, my mother's parents and my father's parents, all were from Armenia. So obviously it was incredibly special for me to go there and see the country that, my roots are there.
That's where it all started.
Right. So it was very, there were some particular moments that were very emotional for me. And I really had no image in my mind of what it was going to be, and it was far more beautiful and special, and just the
heart-wrenching, isn't it?
It is heart-wrenching. They have a lot of difficulties there. There is a lot of poverty, but it just was that family connection that I really experienced, and it was wonderful.
Take another call. Sure. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Good, John. Pretty good. 2 questions. Number one, to Stefani, how does she handle the issues every day, the downers, the sad moments, you could say, of what's going on in Fresno? How does she overcome it? Let me ask her using that.
Okay.
And then the second question, does she email or get a hold of the friends that she met in Armenia? Does she keep in touch with anybody, or is it difficult?
Great.
So those are the 2 questions, John.
All right. Two great questions. Thank you.
Well, just to answer the second one first, everyone is on Facebook. So really through Facebook, I think that's been a great way to stay connected with many of the people that I met. So yes, I mean, I would initially when we came back, I think there was more of that, ongoing conversation. So it's kind of petered out a little bit, but through Facebook and email, but mainly through Facebook, everyone was on there, and all of the stories that I did, I posted on, were posted on Facebook and on our website. So they got to see everything that we had done.
How do you handle the downers every day?
The downers, it's difficult. I will say that, and but I do keep in mind that my job is really to report information, and I think when I remember that, that's my job. It's not, even though all of these downer stories, the sad, the violent, it does impact me, and I feel terrible about it a lot of times. It's not my job to let the public know how I'm feeling. My job is just to report the information, and so you have to keep those things separate.
And that's probably why you've lasted so long, and people like you. They trust you. They respect you. You don't get involved with your feelings, and that's what a newscaster does.
I don't think also that it's appropriate for me to just be cold and callous and like a robot report the information. I think we do try to present it with emotion.
You're human.
Obviously, yeah.
I mean,
of course
that's
I am.
all. You just report it as a newscaster, as a human being.
Right, and I'm I'm as
without any bias.
Yes, of course. But obviously, I'm just as concerned about many of these issues as any other citizen and resident of this community. But my job is to report the information.
Right. Let's take another look at one more clip from Armenia, the trip.
This is Republic Square, the center of Yerevan, a city of 1.5 million people. Over there is the National Gallery. We have government buildings, the post office, and the office of the Foreign Ministry.
It's an ancient city dating back to 782 BC. Locals boast it's 29 years older than Rome. Some old traditions remain. But Yerevan has its modern side, with modern problems like heavy traffic and how to build a democracy after 70 years of Soviet rule.
I just have to tell you, the one thing that was so interesting, we flew into Armenia, it was like 4 in the morning, and our whole group, we were so excited we didn't want to go to sleep. So I said, I want to go walk the streets and I'm here finally. And the first thing we saw at that time of day were the street sweepers, and They were people actually with rakes sweeping and raking the street. They didn't have the big street sweepers like we have. This was done by hand.
It irks a lot of people, especially right here in the Central Valley, that the United States of America in this day and age does not recognize the Armenian genocide. How much does it bother you?
It does bother me, and I think I had a greater appreciation for that going there and hearing from the people. We went to the genocide memorial, and I had an opportunity to speak to the director there. It is a very serious issue for them, and then when you see all that they have on display there, and you feel the emotion of the memorial, it really does reinforce the concern and the need for this to happen.
Okay, more with Stefani Booroojian as Connect With Me continues. Remember, your phone calls are important. 265-4331. Time's running out, but time right now to check in with Hector Coronado for the Connect With Me Daily Deal. Hey, Hector, your Steelers lost to the Raiders yesterday. Got to give you a hard time about that. Back with more of Stefani Booroojian in just a moment.
The new Frigidaire Professional line at Ventura TV Video Appliance. Enjoy generous-sized cooktops and sauté or simmer with ease, while true convection ovens offer even baking and juicy roasting perfection. Foods stay their freshest in spacious refrigerators with convenient controls and clear filtered ice and water. Easy to clean surfaces reduce fingerprints, and the quietest of dishwashers makes cleanup a snap. The new Frigidaire Professional line at Ventura TV Video Appliance.
Hi, I'm John Malos, and I'm here to talk about digital television. Now, you can pay for it via cable or satellite, or you can get it free directly from the broadcast TV stations. Fresno now offers over 45 crystal clear free digital TV channels. All the major networks, sports, news, movie channels, many in HD with no monthly charges. Simply plug your antenna into your TV and scan for channels. It's that simple. And did I tell you, it's free. Visit freetvfresno.com to get all the details.
From the pages of history and the untamed prairies of a young nation comes one of television's and America's most memorable folk heroes.
Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man.
Well, you're Daniel Boone.
Yep. Fess Parker stars as the legendary Daniel Boone, with Ed Ames as his trusty sidekick, Mingo.
Pleasure indeed. A Kentuckian named Daniel Boone.
That's me.
Watch Daniel Boone, weekday mornings at 9, 8 Central on MeTV.
Hello folks, I'm Hector Coronado on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. The daily deal for today with Connect With Me is a 50-inch flat panel TV. LG technology is far ahead of the competition with their true slim frame to give you that thin, sleek look. Most TVs at their best have 240 Hertz. That's what refreshes the picture per second. This model has 600 Hertz to give you the best and clearest picture. A picture so vibrant and clear, you'll forget you're watching TV. When it comes to hooking up your favorite components, DVD, Blu-ray, surround sound, camera, smartphone, this LG flat panel TV has all your components. This is an Energy Star TV at $19 a year. That puts it at $1.83 per month. This has so many features available. It's so much to talk about. You've got to come into the store. You've got to see this TV displayed on the floor. Now, let's get to the price on this TV. It sells for $749. We have it on an everyday low price at $599. And right now, till noon tomorrow, we're going to sell it for $539. There's one store in town that has it, which is Sears, at $619. It's online. It's not on the floor. It's not ready for delivery or pickup. Here at Ventura TV it is. That's an $80 value from Sears here in town. John, my Steelers did lose. I can live with that.
Thank you very much, Hector. Hey, at least it was a good game and you had fun. You got a little sunburn there, too. Back with your phone calls and Stefani Booroojian, 265-4331.
Sunday night.
Let's move.
A perfect night for crime. A perfect night for me.
You've got to help me.
Me TV, that is. With detectives.
My name is Gunn.
Fugitives.
I didn't kill her.
Guns. Surly.
This is the Twilight Zone.
And much, much more.
You'll go along with that, won't you?
Sunday Night Noir, starting at 10/9 Central on MeTV.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the low-price leading brands reliable advice place. The Whirlpool Dream Kitchen Get Yours Today place. Check this out. Right now, get huge savings on select Whirlpool appliances and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
And we're back on this Monday morning with Stefani Booroojian, and you are involved with the Susan G. Komen For the Cure. It's all about breast cancer. It happens in the month of October, but you're involved with it all year, right? Year round.
Well, right. Through Ksee 24's Buddy Check 24 program, which we started locally in 1996. So we've been offering this program for quite a while, encouraging women to check every month for breast cancer. And so part of my involvement in Breast Cancer Awareness Month is I'm a volunteer. I MC the Race for the Cure, which this year will be on October 20th. It's a benefit for the Susan G. Komen for the Cure Foundation. So there are so many different events throughout October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that's one of the premier events. Thousands of people participate.
Right. Now, how did you get involved with that? And I know, without even you saying or knowing, you have saved lives with this program.
I believe that, but yeah, Buddy, in fact, people have told me that the program has saved lives. It was actually an assignment. We didn't, at Ksee, we didn't create the Buddy Check program. It was created at another television station in Jacksonville, Florida, but we began to offer this program in 1996, and my boss said, assigned me to be the kind of the host and the reporter for this program, so I've been involved with it.
And this coming Friday, we've got Sharon Johnson. She's the executive director.
Right, with Komen.
Yes, with Komen. She's going to be a guest here on Friday on Connect
she's
with Me.
A wonderful person. I love her.
Take a quick phone call here. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Hi. Yes, this is for Stefani, and I'm seeing these teasers from Armenia, and I missed that show. I'm wondering, is there some place I can go to see the whole thing?
I believe the segments are still accessible on our website, ksee24.com. If you go to the website and then just search Armenia, then I believe all of the pieces will come up. There were 10 stories that I did altogether, and the stories were then, we made a half-hour special out of it.
Can you buy a DVD?
We did offer them for a while, but we sold them all, so there was just a limited supply, and so that the DVD is not available anymore. But I believe you can still see the 10 pieces on the website.
All right. Anything else before we go quickly? Okay. He's gone. All right. So you're involved with the Susan G. You're back with Bud Elliott.
Yes.
You know, life is good, right, Stefani? You look good, you feel good, you're back where you belong. And
yeah, I really, 30 years, I still enjoy going to work. I mean, this is really sincere. I mean, I love what I do, and I feel very blessed that I still have the opportunity to do that. And, the kids are growing up, and they're doing fine, and we're getting ready to celebrate another anniversary. So
congratulations.
It's just so, my life's not perfect, whose is.
Right.
But things are good.
Quickly, because we have less than a minute, what makes a good reporter, a good news anchor, in your opinion? You kind of answered that earlier, but I want to get it
I think
straight.
there's a real art to storytelling and telling a story that is interesting and compelling, and I really think that I think that's really the key. I think of myself as a storyteller. Whether I'm reporting a segment, I try to make it something that is interesting to watch, and we just have to keep in mind what our true purpose is, and that's providing information.
I know you're busy, but I want to get both you and Bud on here sometime.
I
Maybe
know.
later in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe just before the first of the year or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe in December. Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I'd love to get you both on here.
All right.
You know, we have another phone call, but we're out of time.
Oh.
They're going to cut me off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Stefani Booroojian, thank you for being here. And
My pleasure.
Come back again.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
that's
inviting
gonna do
me.
it. Oh, you're welcome very much. Thank you for coming here, and we're going to be back with more of Connect with Me tomorrow. See you then.